When a woman realizes that she has lost you, especially if you are a high value man, it goes beyond the simple feeling of missing someone. It becomes a powerful and transformative wake up call. Suddenly, she begins to notice everything she once took for granted, every quality she dismissed, every moment she allowed to slip away. This understanding isn't merely laced with regret. It's a harsh reckoning with the reality that some losses are truly irreparable. The emotions she experiences in this moment are far deeper than they may seem, and grasping this dynamic can greatly influence the way you choose to move forward. Moni, the initial shock and denial. The first wave of emotion she encounters is chaotic, a mixture of confusion and pain, like an unexpected storm breaking out of nowhere. Initially, she might not even fully grasp the magnitude of her loss because her ego convinces her that it's insignificant and she'll be fine without you. But as your absence begins to settle in, her mind races through countless scenarios, trying to rationalize and make sense of the situation. This realization hits her like a sudden, sharp slap in the face, a jarring awareness that she has lost someone deeply significant. This awareness takes her by surprise, as she never truly believed you would leave or that she would find herself holding on to only memories. During this stage, she replays shared moments repeatedly, hoping to pinpoint where things began to unravel. She goes through old text messages, scrolls through photos, and revisits past conversations, clinging to details that might provide clarity. Her pride may persist in attempting to convince her that she's better off without you, but her heart and mind are engaged in a silent struggle, battling against a tide of denial. Each passing day makes it more challenging for her to suppress these memories, which now resurface with heightened intensity. The initial shock transforms into a moment of stark realization, an awakening to the fact that she may have let go of someone possessing rare qualities she might never encounter again. This phase is not just about longing for your presence. It's about facing the truth that she may have lost one of the most meaningful connections she ever had. The pain isn't limited to the loss of you as a person, but extends to a crack in her perception of herself. She starts questioning her choices, asking herself, did I make a mistake? Was I wrong about him? These doubts create a blend of regret and uncertainty, stirring emotions she cannot easily dismiss. She confronts her ego, which once assured her that she would be fine, only to find that confidence wavering as the truth sets in. She begins to wonder whether she will ever meet someone who embodies the qualities you did. 2. The comparison cycle. After the initial shock fades, she finds herself falling into a relentless pattern of comparisons. Every man she meets becomes a point of reference against which she measures the depth, uniqueness, and influence you had on her life. She might start dating again, meeting new people, and attempting to move forward. But there's an invisible shadow hovering over all these interactions. That shadow is you. Subconsciously, she evaluates each new person against the qualities you possessed, qualities she once undervalued or failed to appreciate fully. So, this stage isn't limited to casual comparisons. It's a deeper exploration of her values and what you represented. When she encounters men who lack your patience, ambition, or other exceptional traits, she begins to recognize how unique those qualities truly were, memories of your resilience, your calm demeanor during challenging times, and your unwavering stability flood back into her consciousness, emphasizing their value. She starts to see that the characteristics you embodied aren't easily found in others. As she observes relationships around her, she draws parallels between other men's actions and attitudes and yours. When others fall short or respond in ways you never would have, she feels a growing sense of loss, a subtle but persistent void that serves as a reminder of what she no longer has. This phase is marked by a quiet, lingering regret as she realizes not every man can evoke the feelings you did. Each new comparison teaches her just how rare a high-value man truly is, helping her appreciate the values and principles you stood for on a deeper level. She might even start to admire qualities like your self-discipline, patience, and dedication in ways she never did before. Recognizing how difficult it is for others to embody these traits amplifies her feelings of regret. Each encounter with someone new and every failed connection further highlights the magnitude of her loss, making her deeply aware of what she let slip away. 3. Regret and self-reflection. Mukna Frema, raises the limb from its perishable state and blesses its intended state and makes Pios of quite choir. As the full weight of her loss settles, she transitions into a period of intense regret. Her tears stream down. This is no longer a phase where she seeks distractions or attempts to meet new people to fill the emptiness. Instead, she is left to confront herself. The regret she feels is not just about losing you. It's also about losing the version of herself that felt aligned with someone as stable and grounded as you. This stage is marked by deep self-examination as she begins to question her actions, decisions, and even her values. In quiet moments of reflection, the weight of her choices becomes undeniable. Little arguments, dismissive attitudes, and moments where she failed to show appreciation resurface in her thoughts. She begins to see her role in creating distance, wondering if she truly valued you or if her ego blinded her. Accepting this is no easy task, as it requires facing her flaws and insecurities that contributed to the breakup. The regret she feels is not fleeting. It's the kind that lingers and eats away at her day after day. Her mind often drifts to thoughts of how things might have turned out differently if only she had shown more gratitude, been more understanding, or invested more deeply in the relationship. These realizations lay bare her shortcomings, emphasizing how you consistently showed up for the relationship while she held back. This stage of introspection forces her to confront emotional immaturity and insecurities, turning into a painful but necessary lesson about the importance of cherishing someone who genuinely supported her growth. As she reflects, She gains a clearer understanding of the depths you brought to her life, not just as a partner, but as someone with integrity and strong principles. This realization might even lead her to question her self-worth and reevaluate what she truly wants in a relationship. It's a humbling experience, as she acknowledges that losing you also meant losing a chance to grow alongside someone exceptional. 4. The desire for reconnection. Once regret has fully settled, an overwhelming urge to reconnect takes hold. This isn't just an impulsive attempt to reach out, it's a heartfelt longing to regain what she had with you. She feels a deep need to clear the air, apologize, and perhaps find closure for the void your absence has created. At this point, her pride and ego no longer dominate her thoughts. Instead, she is driven by the desire to reconcile and fix what she now sees as a mistake. She may convince herself that if given another chance, she would approach things differently, showing more effort, more understanding, and more commitment to making things work. This longing to reconnect stems from the realization that you brought out her best self, even if she failed to appreciate it at the time. She recalls your consistency, patience, and the way you made her feel valued, secure, and seen. These memories intensify her desire to restore the connection, as she is now willing to do whatever it takes to bring back what was lost. The painful reality of this stage is that by the time she reaches this point, it might already be too late. You may have moved on, grown stronger, and created a life that no longer includes her. This truth only deepens her regret, as she knows that reaching out might be futile. Yet the yearning persists, not because of what's possible, but because of what she wishes could still be, even if that wish remains unfulfilled. 5. Acceptance and growth. After navigating through the roller coaster of emotions, regrets, and the attempts to reconnect, she eventually arrives at acceptance. This stage is not characterized by complete peace, but rather a resigned acknowledgement that some things cannot be undone. She comes to terms with the fact that you have moved on and that her chance to be with someone like you has passed. This acceptance pushes her to grow, encouraging her to let go of old patterns and take accountability for her decisions. It's at this point that she begins to internalize the lessons from their relationship, lessons that will shape how she approaches future connections. While she may never find someone exactly like you, this stage helps her value herself differently and understand the importance of loyalty, integrity, and humility. She realizes that what she lost wasn't just a great partner, but also a version of herself she admired and could have nurtured alongside someone as exceptional as you. This phase becomes the foundation upon which she rebuilds herself, allowing her to approach future relationships with greater maturity and a deeper appreciation for the people in her life. However, there will always be a part of her that remembers you, not just as a chapter in her life, but as a profound lesson in valuing qualities that are rare and irreplaceable. 6. The lingering reminders. Even as she begins to accept the loss, she continues to encounter countless reminders of what once was. These aren't limited to photos, memories, or mutual acquaintances. They manifest in small, everyday moments. A song on the radio you used to sing along to, a familiar scent that triggers a vivid memory, or passing by a place you once visited together. Even hearing someone mention a book you recommended can stir emotions she thought she had moved past. These reminders act as silent companions, underscoring the emotional imprint you left on her life. Every time she encounters a piece of the past, she is reminded of the unique bond you shared. These memories are not just fleeting thoughts, they are vivid recollections of moments that shaped her, brought her comfort, and gave her a sense of belonging. Each reminder deepens her sense of loss, making it impossible to dismiss your presence from her thoughts. They act as mirrors, reflecting the growth, understanding, and comfort that characterized your relationship. Although she tries to brush these reminders aside, the impact lingers, revealing the depth of what she had and lost. They are moments that defined her, made her feel safe, and gave her purpose. These reminders become silent witnesses to a connection that once meant everything. Following her is a poignant echo of what could have been. Number 7, the growing void. As she comes to terms with the fact that no new experience or person can replace what you brought into her life, a profound sense of emptiness begins to settle in. This feeling is more than mere loneliness. It stems from the loss of someone who truly understood her on a deep level. She becomes acutely aware of a void that no one else seems capable of filling. It's not just about missing you as an individual. It's about longing for how she felt when she was with you, seen, valued, and respected. In an attempt to cope with this emptiness, she may turn to various distractions. She might throw herself into new hobbies, seek out new connections, or explore new relationships. Yet, every effort to fill the void proves futile, leaving her with the same hollow feeling. Each new encounter serves only as a temporary escape, but the emptiness lingers, standing as a stark reminder of the unique bond you shared. This connection was far more than surface level interactions. It was built on true understanding and mutual appreciation. This growing void prompts her to look inward, forcing her to acknowledge the profound impact you had on her life. She realizes that you weren't just another passing figure in her world. You were someone who added depth, meaning, and stability. This recognition intensifies her feelings of regret, making her wish she had valued and held on to the security and foundation you provided. And then the percent scope of her experience makes her realize. Number 8, recognizing the extent of her mistakes. During moments of solitude and introspection, she begins to confront her mistakes with newfound clarity. This is no longer a vague sense of regret, but a deeper awareness of the specific actions and attitudes that led to the end of your relationship. She reflects on the patterns of behavior, insecurities, and assumptions that created a rift between you two. She recalls the times when she dismissed your kindness, ignored your efforts, or allowed her pride to take control during conflicts. These memories are sobering as she begins to understand that it wasn't one catastrophic event that caused the breakup, but rather a series of small, careless decisions that slowly eroded the foundation of what you shared. Each memory serves as a painful reminder of how, piece by piece, she pushed you away. This stage is particularly difficult as it requires her to take full accountability, something she may have avoided in the past. She comes to terms with the fact that her loss is, at least in part, a consequence of her own choices. Through this process, she begins to see your qualities, your patience, understanding, and loyalty for the rare traits they are. She recognizes that her inability to appreciate and nurture those qualities was a grave mistake, one that contributed significantly to the loss she now feels so deeply. Number 9, the desire for self-improvement, adapted from Bernardi Lochtan. After enduring this intense period of self-reflection and accepting responsibility, she develops a sincere desire to better herself. Losing you becomes the catalyst for personal growth, as she recognizes that her past behaviors and attitudes prevented her from fostering a deep, meaningful connection. This phase is far from easy. It requires her to face parts of herself she once ignored or justified. She acknowledges the need to improve her communication skills, rebuild her capacity for trust, and overcome the tendency to let pride overshadow what truly matters. These realizations drive her to seek out resources for self-improvement, whether through therapy, self-help books, or guidance from trusted friends. What once seemed trivial now becomes essential. She understands that without change, she risks repeating the same mistakes in future relationships. This desire to grow is fueled by the understanding that while she can't alter the past, she can work toward a better future. This phase becomes a tribute to what you represented in her life. It serves as a reminder that meaningful relationships require meaningful effort and high-value qualities. She realizes that to attract and sustain the type of bond she had with you, she must embody those qualities herself. This journey of self-improvement is the transformation she undertakes when she realizes she has lost a high-value man. It's a powerful testament to the impact you made simply by being authentic and staying true to your values. If you found these reflections insightful, don't forget to like this post and subscribe for more wisdom on relationships, personal growth, and self-mastery. Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear what resonated most with you. Thank you for reading, and stay grounded.